record, and I'm going to say good evening, people. Good evening, good evening, good evening. It is Thursday, and I never know the date. It's Thursday, the 23rd of August. So we've got one more Thursday left of this month, and then we are into September. August is generally a quiet month when it comes to network marketing, but we've had a good month so far in the UK. But September's always a great month, you know, and I'm really looking forward to September and closing the final third out of 2018. It's been a great year. We've had some great speakers on this year, for some fantastic speakers, and for those that are on every single week, I say the same thing every single week, and that is that we bring you the best of the best of the best, and that is whether or not they're from the corporate team, whether it's from one of the guys in the UK team, whether it's a leader outside of direct sellers as well. We've had some great leaders, outside of direct sellers that have got nothing to do with the company, but they're more than happy and willing to speak to us. And then we've got the leaders that are in the UK, within direct sellers, and the lady that you're going to hear from tonight is one of the best. You know, she is absolutely fantastic. She wears her heart on her sleeve. She's a powerhouse with what she does. Tonight's topic, though, is going to be something different and probably something that you guys are not expecting to hear. And when I spoke to Nina in the week, she said to me, "Look, is there a certain topic that you want me to speak on?" And my answer was yes, 100%, because what happens in network marketing, or what I've seen in network marketing, is the fact that they see people at the top. They see people that are earning the money. They see people getting the big checks. They see people getting the cars and the jets and everything else, and they think that it's easy. They think that these leaders have got an easy life, that they've done what they needed to do, that they can put their feet up, that they can enjoy themselves, and they can just basically see the money roll in. And Nina's going to tell you something tonight, and she's going to share her story tonight, which is, you know, anything but the truth. It's after 9 o'clock, so I'm allowed to swear in the UK. Nina's been through the shit with direct sellers on more than one occasion, like literally more than one occasion. She's built teams up and had fantastic success, and then people have left. And when people have left, the people that have left have taken everyone else, and her team's just gone like that. But one thing that I picked up when Nina spoke, I can't remember if it was New York or Vegas, and someone asked her, like, how did you get through it? And, you know, I'm not going to say too much more because I want Nina to tell her story tonight, but she said, I recruited myself out of trouble. And that's what she done. And she built herself back up again. And then more people left. And so, you know, tonight is going to hit home with a lot of people. I know that. And I know for myself, I'm going to take a lot from this. But this lady is an absolute, like, superstar in every single way, shape and form. She runs the business on a day-to-day basis. She's a mum. She's a wife, a husband. That's Paul's job. She's a wife. She's busy. She's a busy mum, you know. But she's like a mother figure to so many people in direct sellers. And I know the amount of people that go to her for advice that's got nothing to do with direct sellers, for advice that's got nothing to do with network marketing, and she's always there, and she's still building a business, and she continuously goes from strength to strength. And, you know, everyone knows who this lady is because of her presence on social media. And if you don't know who she is, then you kind of need to get yourself a Facebook profile, because that is how she's done it. So with that being said, I am going to introduce the one and only, my mentor, my sponsor now, and my amazing friend, Nina Rochelle Mora. Nina, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me well?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you. You guys know, most of you know, I call Paul. Is it okay if I pin my video now?
Go for it.
Okay. I call him Superman, and that is because he's talking about we don't sleep. I know Stoya's probably got us beat, but you don't sleep either. I know that you're up at 5 a.m. or actually a little bit before 5 a.m. getting ready to work out, and you have really created a tremendous life of health and wellness. And you look absolutely incredible, but you took the charge of leading the UK team. And you too have been through I can't say it because I got her in here now, but you've been through the craps too, right? Because you've seen it, you've seen people, and it's a shame that what they do is they try to discredit you. When they make a decision to leave, they try to discredit you. And so thank you for all of your leadership, for all of what you've given to Direct Sellers and to the UK team, and not just the UK team, but to the Australia team and to those that are on board, all throughout the Direct Sellers family. And so like Paul said, I am Nina Moore, and I reside, and I am now a gold ambassador here with the Direct Sellers exclusive wine club. Hey, and I'm gonna tell you, thank you so much, Nish. And I want you all to know that it has not been easy. And you know what's funny, Zoe and Karen? Someone asked me the other day, Nina, how do you do it? When people talk about you, and when people have used you and abused you, and maybe their motives haven't been so nice, right? How do you do it? And you know what I told them, and Paul, you know what I realized, Rochelle? Is that no one has the power to determine how much I can earn, how much I deserve to earn. No one has the power or the ability or the capability, right, to determine my outcome. And I am the captain of my fate. I am the person who lights the fire, right? That no one has the power to decide what my fate is. No one has that power. Now, what I realize is because of the way that I grew up, and I grew up in church, and there's something that the Bible says, right? And it talks about the fact that weapons may form against us. That means evil may come against us, right? People are going to do bad things because not everyone is kind, but they may form, but because you believe, right? Because of what I believe, those things may form, but they will never, ever prosper over me or my life or my business. And so I want to take you back. And some of you probably will not believe some of what you're getting ready to hear tonight, right? I want to take you back because you're looking at somebody who's earning a great income now. And I started off earning a great income now because then as well, because I had a huge why. And I'm going to talk to you about that. And so in October of 2016, at the very end of October of 2016. And what I realized, Paul, is that you do have to be open. When someone brings you some information, you're not going to bite the bullet, right? If you're not open. So I was open because I was going through some things in my former company. I was going through some leadership things. I had found out a lot about my positioning, and it was just not a good deal. And I was torn because I was helping a lot of people, but I was torn because of the things that I had started to find out. And I made a decision. I was open and made a decision when I found out about Direct Sellers Wine Club as a non-wine drinker. I think that's the thing that we really have to remember to hone in on. I was a non-wine drinker. I didn't know anything about wine. I said it on Tuesday when I was with you all. I knew that there was red, white. I didn't know anything about grapes or anything like that. I didn't know. I didn't even know that there were certain regions, right, that grapes were grown in. I knew nothing about wine. Well, here's what I did know. What I did know is that I love to help people. What I did know is that I have a great work ethic, right? What I did know is that I love to be social. What I did know is that I could learn a compensation plan, right? I did know those things. I knew that I have been a part of the network marketing professional, the industry as a network marketing professional since 2008. Now, I didn't become a professional in 2008, but I started in 2008. And in 2014 is when I decided that, Nina, if you're going to do this again, you're going to become a professional network marketer, right? And so those are the things that I didn't know. Even though I didn't know anything about wine, I get a phone call. Hey, Nina, when's the last time you enjoyed a great glass of wine? And I said, what? That really is a true story because I was not a wine drinker. What are you talking about? I don't know nothing about wine. And I probably said some other little choice things, Paul. I'm an adult, right? I probably said some other things. And I just, what? Right? But I'm going to tell you something. As soon as it was said to me, I said, wine? Oh, I'm all in. Wine? Are you kidding me? I'm all in. Because I do have this degree in Google research. I have a master's degree in Google research. I went directly to Google to find out that wine was this huge industry, right? At the time in 2016, it was $60 billion. And now it's well over $303 billion by the end of 2017. 74% of Americans drink wine every single week. I said, I'm in. Very afraid though, Paul. Most people don't know that I was I had a lot of trepidation. Why? Because I was also the pastor's daughter. So how does the bishop's daughter, right, the worship leader, health and wellness advocate now turn to wine? And I knew that I had been talked about most of my life anyway. But Paul, I knew that meant I was going to be talked about even more. I knew that meant not only were they going to talk about me, but I knew they were going to start talking about my dad, and they were going to start talking about the church, and oh my gosh, she's going to do wine now, because a lot of people are ignorant and they don't understand what even the Bible says about wine. They're ignorant, right? So here I am now fighting the adversity of what people are going to say and started saying about me. They said that I had lost my mind, Paul, that I had gone crazy. Nina has gone plumb crazy. Can you believe Bishop Coleman's daughter is doing some wine company? So I'm getting that from all of the people that I'm very closely connected to. None of them, and guess what? Here's the deal. All of them drink wine and other things. They drink spirits. I know they drink them because they drank them when they were with me. But they were afraid to be honest about the fact that they liked those beverages. And so they ostracized me. They talked about me. They criticized me. And I said, here we go again. Here we go again. So then we're having great success. Now, what you also don't know is I was given an ultimatum. And a lot of people, I don't even know, Paul, if you know this part. Thanksgiving Day, right? This makes me emotional. So I joined Direct Sellers November the 3rd. Paul and I found this beautiful home at the same time. We had started putting our paperwork in for the house like October or so. We were granted, we got the house. Our old home across town in the inner city, the hood, right? It's the nicer part of the inner city though. The outskirts of the hood, right? Was 1,600 square feet. We now live in 3,600 square feet. Right? That's a huge difference. So November the 3rd, we joined Direct Sellers. Thanksgiving Day, which was November the 23rd or the 24th of that same month, my former company, where I was still earning close to, but somewhere between $3,500 a week and $5,000 a week, gave me an ultimatum and said, if you don't stop talking about wine, that's it. We're cutting your check. The day we moved into this house, the very day. And I'm going to tell you something. Nobody could put me in handcuffs. I am not a slave. I cannot be controlled. And I didn't feel that there was anything wrong with doing wine because I felt like it was a non-compete product. It was a non-compete product. Health and wellness, wine, two different ball games. And I said, well, you know what? I chose to stay with Direct Sellers, right? This is what I chose because I figured I had started to see that as soon as I talked about wine, there was no resistance to wine, right? I joined with my sponsor. My sponsor convinced me to come here. Then my sponsor started talking about leaving right away, straight away, as you would say, in the UK and in Australia, straight away. Started talking about some other things, and I started having huge success here. I mean, people were coming in left and right. I mean, I think we were enrolled, I don't know, Paul, I know you saw it, right? There were like what? I was doing probably 3 to 5 people a day, right? In the very beginning. And by December, and they say network marketing is dead in November and December. No. I was building underground in November and put 30 people in the month of November. And then in the month of December, doubled it and put 60 people in, right? With the majority of my people joining me from Christmas Day to New Year's Eve. Christmas Day to New Year's Eve. Paul, I don't know anything. I didn't know anything about wine. All I knew is that my why was big. We had to replace our income. We had to replace our steady income the day that we moved into our home, which was 2,000 more square feet of living than where we had been previously. My sponsor decides he's leaving. He had great influence. And he even said out of his mouth, this is what a lot of people don't know, that he was going to destroy me and my team. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I still did it as a human, did it hurt? Yes. As a human, did I feel like, what the hell? Yes, I did. But what I also realized is that because I grew up in church, you guys, and I said, wait a minute, there's nobody greater than the God that I knew and served, right? And if God be for me, who could be against me? And guess what I did, Paul? After I wiped my little upset away, right? I recruited my way out and just kept recruiting and recruiting and recruiting and recruiting and put another new 40 people in the system within, I believe it was another 30 days, right? And just recruited my way out, probably a little bit more than 30 days this time, probably about 37 days, and recruited another 40 people. Now, people come and go, you guys, and people's motives are not always the greatest. And people don't all have the mindset to build it and keep building it and keep building it. They don't always have the mindset that we need to learn, right? And think about it. I am now a 7-figure earner in the profession of network marketing, right? Me, no college education. I just stumbled my way through network marketing. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't read a book. I didn't do anything until when I became a professional network marketer in 2014. So Paul, prior to that, no books. I didn't know the industry. I didn't study comp plans, right? Until 2014. I made a decision and I've made over $1 million in the profession of network marketing. But guess what? I made a decision that I want to earn it in one company now, that I want to earn it here in direct sellers, not just $1 million, but guess what, Rochelle? Multiple millions of dollars, right? I want to be a multi-millionaire here in direct sellers, and I believe that it can be done. You know why? Because I believe in, one, the product that we have. No convincing, Paul. I don't have to retail my product to anybody. We don't have to build shelves to house our product. I believe it can be done because we have the sexiest product in all of direct sales, and that is wine. Right, Zoe? Wine. We don't have to sell those results. We're not waiting for anybody to go ask their doctor, can I drink this red wine? Says no one ever, right? Product, wine. The growth of the industry. 2, why are we going to be millionaires here, Paul? Because of the growth of the overall industry. Wine is growing by leaps and bounds, right? 3, amazing leadership. If you have not gotten to know Kevin Ralston and Ann Ralston, guess what? Tana Johnson, Trillock, guess what? Ross George, you need to sit down with them when you get a chance to. If you need to be in NOLA, right? And sit down and talk to them and see their hearts. Do some research on Kevin Ralston. You'll see that Kevin Ralston doesn't touch a thing that he doesn't believe he can't grow. Kevin Ralston grows businesses. Ann Ralston understands the network marketing side. The two of them together, are you kidding me? Right? Are you kidding me? And so we've got the best product in the world, the sexiest product in the world, right? Leadership, right? Compensation plan, right? Training, right? We don't need another thing we don't even need another ounce of training. Really, Paul, we've gotten all the training that we need. What it really means now, and here's what happens. Every bit of training that we give to any person in our company, guess what? I put it to action. Every bit of it. So if I say, hey, master sellers, let's all go for another 10, it's because I've done it myself first. So in the month of what is this now? In July, what did I do? I put in 15 new brand partners. And I did that because I knew that I wanted to say, hey, master sellers, I need you all to now go for your new 10. but I couldn't ask them to do something that I had not done myself, right? And what keeps Nina going? What is it that keeps Nina going? Every single day, here's what I tell myself, Paul. I tell myself, I'm never, ever going to be broke another day of my life. That is what keeps me going. Not just that we are not going to be broke another day of our lives. And guess what? Even right now, I've got some people who have gone to another company because people are looking at the shiny object. Now, this is chocolate, but I'm going to act like this is the shiny object, right? They're over there. They're looking at the shiny object, thinking that the shiny object is better. And guess what? Will you go somewhere else and see some success right away? Absolutely. You know why? Because everybody's focus is right. That's why they're focused on stealing people and growing their teams. That's what the focus is when people go somewhere else. But guess what? After the honeymoon wears off, Paul, guess what they got to do? They've got to keep building and building and building and building. And so no matter what, Denny, guess what? They got to build. Chef Ramsay, they got to build. Anyway, no matter what, we still have to build. And that's why no matter what anybody else is doing, no matter what anybody else is feeling, I don't operate off of my feelings. I don't operate off of my emotions, you guys. You know what keeps me going? My why. I keep that why before me all the time. Now, since joining Direct Sellers, my why has gotten bigger. My why keeps getting bigger. I keep adding to it. I keep giving myself more goals to crush. So here's what I shared with one of my business partners last night. And I said to her, so you hit master seller, now what? Now what? What's your goal? She said, I don't know. So see, the goal when you came in was we want to hit master seller, right? And so most people are focused on getting the people in because they want to hit the top rank of the comp plan, master seller. But then there's no goal. There's no daily goal. There's no weekly goal. There's nothing else. Okay, so now if you've hit master seller, how many other master sellers are you now going to produce? That should be the next goal. And then the goal again should be, now I've got to get myself back to master seller, and give yourself a time limit. And that's what I do. So in the month of July, I told myself that I needed to hit master seller. Now, guess what the goal is now? That I've got to now produce 5 master sellers. 5 of them. 5. And actually, I give myself 5 to 8. In the next 90 days. Now we got to help. Now, why do I give 90 days for that? Because not everyone's going to move as fast as Nina Moore. Not everybody's going to move as fast as Paul Gillingham. Not everyone's going to move as fast as a Denny and a Stoya and a Marie, and a Chef Ramsay. Not everyone has been a part of the network marketing profession for a long time. Not everyone even believes that they can. But here's what we started doing just yesterday with the U.S. team, with a lot of the Australia team was on. We made a decision, Paul, that we're going to start rewarding the efforts and not just the results. You know why? Here's what gets me over the hump all the time. I have created good habits. What are my good habits? Every single day, I've got a list of people that I need to talk to. And this is how the week starts off. And then I've got to check whether I left messages with them. Do I call tomorrow? How many times have I actually sent messages and contacted them? I give myself kind of like a score sheet over and over and over again. And every single week, I start off with a new, clean, crisp page. Every single week. So that I know that this week I'm working on these people. Does that make sense, everybody? Every single week, I need to give myself a financial goal. Every single week. So I've only enrolled 2 people this week. And I know for some of you, you're saying, what? Not when my goal was 6. You see, my goal was 6. So I'm way behind. I'm way behind. Well, the week ended yesterday. I only enrolled 2. Now, am I gonna sulk? Nope. What we do is we get up on Thursday. We console our temporary defeats. But guess what we do, Paul? We start our week off with a sense of urgency so we don't end in emergency. You got to make a decision that, you know what? This is the week that I'm going to turn on the switch. This is the week that not only are you going to turn on the pilot to the stove, but you're going to turn it all the way up on high. Instead of just putting your stuff in the oven to cook it, you're going to put it on broil so that it gets crispy on the edges, right? We've got to make a decision that no matter what it feels like, no matter what it looks like, no matter how many people have said no, guess what I understand about network marketing? I understand that network marketing is a numbers game. That's it. It's two things. It's psychological and numerical. You should write that down. Network marketing is psychological and it's numerical. And when you understand that it's all a head thing and it's a numbers game, you will continue to go for the nose. You will continue to go for the nose. What does that mean? You'll understand that, Helen, hey, I might have to talk to 20 people to get 2 yeses, right? But then what happens, Helen, is generally we get a couple of yeses before we go back to the nose, right? You know why? We start feeling ourselves again. We start feeling good. Like, wait a minute, that's right. I knew I still had it. That's kind of like when somebody tells you your muscles or your biceps look great, right? After you've been working out, then you're saying to yourself, oh, I still got it, right? You get like, wait, I still got it. So when you get somebody in the system, that's when you're feeling good about yourself. You're saying, okay, I can do this. I can do this. And then generally what happens is we get 1, 2, maybe even 3, right? Back to back to back to back. And then guess what? We'll get some no's. We should be going for those no's because what has to get us is excited, right? Again, is that we know if we know that our number is 15 or 16, right? Then we know when we get to number 11 or 12, we're getting close. We're getting close to the yeses. We're getting close, you guys. And if we understand that we can't take it personal, that network marketing is a numbers game. Not only that, network marketing does 3 things, and you should write this down. Network marketing builds character. It exposes our flaws, and then it compresses time. Network marketing builds character. It exposes our flaws, and then it compresses time. What does that mean? That means most of us are taught to hide our flaws. Most of us are taught they're going to talk about you if they know you're a little weak in an area. People love to use our weaknesses against us. But in network marketing, we need to know what are your flaws so that we can help you. If you procrastinate, if you're a little lazy in an area, if you drop the ball often, if you have self-doubt, we need to know what area, what direction do we point you in so that we can help you grow in that area. So network marketing, what does it do? It builds character. Yes, it exposes our flaws, but not to jump on you or pounce on you, to help you grow. And then it compresses time. What does that mean? You can make a whole lot of money real fast or a little. It depends on you. You could be the CEO right at the beginning, or you could not. It really depends on you, but it compresses time. Most people wait years upon years upon years to be the executive at their jobs. But with network marketing, you can come in and hit master seller in 2 or 3 days. You can do it in the same day if you got the right network of people, and or if you make a decision not to withhold information from those people that we say we want to bless and help. So here we go as I close. What if the gentleman who gave me a call about this exclusive premium wine club didn't give me a call because he knew I was not a wine drinker? I want to let that marinate. I'm not stuck. I want you to really think about that. That gentleman who gave me a call, right? I'm not upset that he's not here. I'm not upset that he tried to do evil against me. I'm not upset he said out of his mouth that he wanted to destroy me and my team. And for all of the others that are doing the craziness that they do, I'm not upset, because God will use people to grow you up. There are things in me. I've never been a millionaire earner, a multiple millionaire earner in one company. So in order for that to happen, guess what? I had to grow, Karen, right? There's some things in me that had to be fine-tuned so that I know how to handle that. When you earn more income, especially even in corporate America, Paul, guess what that means? That means that you handle more conflict. The higher you go in your organization or in your company, the more conflict you are able to handle. If you fall apart at the first sight of blood, guess what? You can forget it. You are not ready to earn 6 figures. You are not ready to earn millions of dollars, 7 figures. You're not ready. So you got to understand, what if that gentleman had not called me? Right? My family would not be living the lives that they're living right now. I would not have just gone to Australia. I would not be going to New Orleans in a few weeks. My car note being paid by the company. I would not have had a jet. I would not believe the way that I believe right now. I would not be growing the way that I'm growing right now. I would not have been stretched the way that I'm being stretched right now. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't know any of you that are on this call right now. Well, except for Karen and Marie, because I didn't know them before we came to the wine club. But I want you to know that things happen, they happen for us, not to us. Think about that. Those things that happen, they happen for us, not to us. And so I want you to be encouraged. And I want you to know, some will, some won't. So what? So what? There are people that you have been afraid to talk to. There are people that you have made a decision for already. There are people that you've said they won't want to hear about my wine deal. They won't want to join me. You've said that and you've made a decision for them. Guess what you've got to do? Go back to your memory jogger. If you got to push the reset button, start all over. Rewrite your list. Reach out to those people that you've been afraid to talk to. Reach out to the people that you have made decisions for. Reach out to the people like me who were not even wine drinkers. See, I love having fun. I love helping other people. I have a great work ethic. I have a business mindset. Who do you know that's like that? And then guess what? When you get out of your own way, like I had to get out of my head. Because guess what? I want every single person that's listening to my voice right now to point to who's responsible. And let me put this on so we can see everybody. Point to who's responsible for your business growing. Right here, point to it. Keep your finger right there. Keep your finger right there, right? Now, if we're pointing right here, most of us are pointing to our heart, then why are we here? It has to go from being here to here. This business is not a head business. It's a heart business. It's right here. Who's the next person that you're going to help, right? Earn an additional $200 a month, an additional $500 a month. Who's the next person that you're going to help be able to pay their light bill without a problem? Who's the next person that you're going to help get their wine for free? Who's the next person that you're going to help? It's not here, it's here. And when we follow this is why I lead with my heart, and I let my husband say that person ain't no good, right? Because he's the one that keeps me in check with that, because he knows that I lead with my heart. I do. And I'm never going to stop being who I am. I've been asking for wisdom so that I don't get abused, right? But we got to get out of here and make sure we're going from here. It's got to start here, you guys. So I hope this helped, right? I hope this helps, and I hope that you found value. I want you to know it has not been easy, right? But being broke wasn't easy either. And I'm not stuck. Being broke wasn't easy, telling my children no, having to, live a life that we deserve to live this life of abundance, right? And you got to make a decision and say, you know what? No more lack, that I deserve to live a life of greatness, that we deserve to live a life of abundance, and then take that and run with it. Don't look to the left. Don't look to the right. Work the system, because systems beat talent every single time. I want to thank you so much for letting me get on your training call, Paul and Anthony Respin, and all of you guys. I love you all, and I'm glad to serve you always.
Nina, thank you so much. That was absolutely amazing, and I knew it would be. I mean, Nina, the training there, Nina's touched on what's happened to her. It's a lot bigger than what she's kind of given into tonight, and we sometimes see that people quit on themselves, or we see in our downline that people have left or cancelled or gone elsewhere. some of the people that have left Nina's business are master sellers that have got master sellers that have got master sellers, and they've literally just sucked them all up and taken them away. So, you know, start thinking about how big of an organisation Nina's got for how many people that have literally gone from here to here because they saw that shiny object. Most of them will probably end up coming back at some stage, but if they do, great, you know, and if they don't, good luck to them. And, you know, I've got some amazing friends in other companies. I really have. I've got some phenomenal friends that I know that will be friends for life. And they've gone on to do some incredible stuff, you know, from people that are earning like an extra £200 a month to people that I can call friends now that are earning £100,000 a month. You know, we're involved in a very, very, very special community, a very special profession, and so Nina, I just want to thank you for you know, speaking from the heart like you always do tonight. We're going to open it up for some questions, if that's all right. Before we start, I know you touched on it earlier, but I didn't realise that we got a celebrity on tonight. So we'll let Chef Ramsay ask the first question if he wants to. I don't know why he's not in the kitchen, and I don't know why he's sitting in the front room with his wife's dressing gown on. But Chef Ramsay, have you got a question for Nina that you want to ask tonight?
No, this is a dressing gown. I've just been jogging. You're liking my new the menus and that, aren't you, mate? But no, I mean, I followed Nina from day one, and what a journey. And I personally like to say, well, thank you. I mean, I follow Nina every single day. She's on my See First on my Facebook. So I get to see anything what she's doing, I get to see, because I make it that I want to be mentored by Nina, because I want to be as successful as Nina. So that's one thing that I always, always, always do. Sometimes my wife thinks that I'm having an affair with Nina because I see more of Nina than I do my wife, to be honest with you. But that's between me and Nina anyway. And just let me just second on what Nina said. She didn't drink wine. She was a margarita girl because it cost me $19 in Vegas. And it was like, in future, Nina, you're on house wine for $4, never mind $19. But and you know what they always say, don't they? Behind a good woman there's a good man. And that husband of yours, Nina, is a man. He's a guy. I can't wait to shake his hand like. But no, it's been a great journey. Question I want to ask you, Nina, as well is, I mean, I love doing Facebook Lives, not consistently, but I've been having a word with Ellen yesterday. We're going to start being accountable to each other, doing them daily. My problem is, me personally, and I don't like always talk, I like to support my team, but what I'm having personal problems getting across with in my Facebook Lives, I like to be funny, I like to be liked, and I know now that not everybody is going to like her, and that's fine. I've covered that, but I don't want to come across being too selly and too salesy with the DC business, but I do want to get it out there. So I try and do it in a roundabout ways with cooking and that. But I feel as though I'm maybe not putting enough out there as a network marketer. I'm just, rather a silly milkman, like to have fun and this, that, and other. But how would you say I could personally get the business a little bit more out there within social media?
That's a great question. So here's what, and I know what you mean. You've got a great audience because you use humor. You've got a great audience, but you do have to balance it. So if you notice, there are certain days that I will speak about certain things. I don't always talk about direct sellers. Sometimes it's just inspirational. Sometimes we'll just get on there dancing, right? It's just a funny video sometimes, but here's what a social media marketer taught me, you guys, that it resonated when she said it, but it was just this simple. She said, Nina, you're not telling people what to do. She was right. She said, you're putting up all this great content, all these great videos, and then you don't even tell people what to do. Now, here's what someone told me that was in advertising. They said, Nina, make your phone number bigger than your name until your name is bigger than your phone number. Some people don't even know how to contact you, right? Some people are afraid they're not going to inbox you if you don't say. So inbox me or comment win below or comment pineapple below, right? If you want to know how to make an additional 200 pounds a month. If you want to know how to make an addition, there's no call to action. And when you're not telling people what to do, they don't know what to do. And so I made sure that I started switching. I don't do it on everything because you don't want to do it on everything, but you do want to make a call to action and give people instructions. Because guess what? Think about it. When a person goes to work, they are told what to do from the time that they get there until the time that they leave. They are told how many days a year they can be sick. They are told how much vacation they can take. They are told what time they should come in, what time they go to lunch, how long they take their break. Do you realize that people don't know what to do if you don't tell them what to do? So we're leaving all this money on the table because we're not making call to actions. And that should help you, because that helped me immensely.
I think what it was, Nina, is the fact that, again, going back to that, I wanted everybody to love me. I wanted everybody to like me all the time. And it was, if I start sort of pitching or whatever, they're going to say, he's going to be doing that again. I didn't want to turn my audience off, but I want to grow this to as big as you. So I need to give. And when thinking about it, there's never no call to action at the end. It's just trying to finish it on a high and be humorous with my wife and there's no like, contact me now sort of thing. So, right, got that one. Thank you so much.
Call to action. I promise you, if you do a call to action, you will see a difference in your responses.
Call to action. I'm on it. Thank you, Nina. Thank you so much. And again, thank you for everything you do for us. And on closing on what I've got to say, I know deep down that, and I know it's maybe a bit cheesy for us Brits, but we are your family, and you would bust through that wall for all those guys. I know you do. I know you would. I know you've maybe had conversations with your husband saying, they're not your family, we are your family. And I know that because I feel it every time you talk. I really, really do.
My family.
Thank you.
Well, so my husband has accepted that you are my family. He has accepted that he just, I told him that he just has to be the more stern person and helping me to balance, not allowing myself to be misused versus how much I love and care about people. So he realizes that no matter what, you guys are my family, and I don't care what he says, right?
So I'll let you tell your husband that you have now got a milkman in your family.
That's right. We got a milkman.
Thanks, Nina. Thank you so much.
Has anyone else got a question that they'd like to put to Nina? Anybody?
You stink.
Nobody's got a question. Very quiet, you lot. Very quiet. Nina, I've got a question.
Okay.
How many people have you personally enrolled to the business to date?
To date, in indirect sellers, or 219, I believe it is.
There you go, people.
Yeah, I'm at 219, and my ratio right now for people that are active is not really good. I think I'm under 100 now, and normally you're at least at about half. But in the last few weeks, I've dropped under 100 personally enrolled that are active. So I'm really got to get that number back up to at least 100, because I do like to be at least half, which is actually good because you generally only have a quarter of the people that you personally enrolled that remain active, if that. But I like to stay at least at about a half of the number. So I've got work to do, because I think I'm down to like 89. So yeah, I've dropped off considerably. Well, not I dropped off, but people have just dropped off. And so a lot of times it is the summertime, and people just so network marketers, you guys, there are seasons and intervals in network marketing. I just want you all to understand that there are seasons and intervals. And here's what it looks like. July and August are usually the desolate months that just nothing is going on in July and August. And then again, you will see not a lot happen in the end of November into January. But then after that, you'll start to see again, because income tax for the states, people in the states, income taxes start coming back, and people get their kids back in school in August. But I think people are forgetting that we don't have a product that goes on vacation, but people's mental goes on vacation, right? And so in the July and August months, July was great for us because of that cash grab. Thank God for direct sellers. They were fantastic about that promo. It came at a really great time. But I always teach in those months that's a little bit slow, that's when we should be going for customers. And then in September, we know that we need to be going for brand new, September and October are the months that we've got to go really, I like, I like sports, right? Hard in the paint, where we kind of go, we get a little, we grind it out and put a lot of people in the months of September and October and early November until right into the Thanksgiving holiday, because we know it's going to get slow again November, December, right? And then end of January, February, March, April, May will be good again. And we get a long run. When it picks back up for us, we get that huge run. But you do have to understand that there are seasons in network marketing, and don't feel like, well, what's going on with my business? I don't know. Oh my God, it's not you. It is just that we had a fantastic July because of the cash grab. Right, where normally July would have felt like August is feeling right now, and actually August is not as bad as it could be, right? Because people are trying to make sure they win the trip, but we have to keep the focus on the incentives. Focus on the incentives, and then start rewarding. Paul, what you guys can do is kind of model what we're doing. We put up a album in our group page that said it's called Business Partner Screenshots. Right? And if you go in there and look, what we did is we announced a new contest that is running from now. Then we need the company to offer incentives in July to help us. The company did offer incentives in July. That's why they did the cash grab. Right. And that's why, don't worry, direct Kevin and Ralston, and they're on it. And that's why they're offering the trip now, right, as an incentive. But we also, as leaders, offer incentives. You're going to see more of that. It was just, July's just gone. So now we've got the new promotion for August, right? And they've been offering incentives every single month, actually, for the last 5 months or so. And so with us now, we're focusing on the efforts and not the results. So we want to see how many people are actually contacting folks, and they have to screenshot it, and they have to put that in that picture of the screenshot in that album. Because we're going to, from now to September the 4th, we're going to put all those names. So every time a person puts a screenshot in that album, Paul, we're adding their name to a drawing. And we're going to pick 10 people that are going to win from that drawing on September the 5th. Now, what they might win an hour coaching session. They might win a book, a motivational book. They might win a gift card. Like it doesn't have to be something huge, but we're going to start. It might be a trophy. We're gonna reward 10 people for their efforts, knowing that if we do the work, that there are going to be results that show up. But we're going to teach people how to create good habits versus just rewarding people for a bunch of VIP and, oh, you signed a bunch of partners and you signed a. Guess what? Guess how many people were so excited last night? And you know what they all said on the training? We can do this, right? So you got to help those people who have a very limited belief grow their belief and teach them to create good habits.
Fantastic answer. And just going on from what you just said there with regarding the amount of people that you personally brought in and where your activation rate is at the moment, remember that the promotion for this month is 2. So everyone should be pushing hard to get their 2 in, because then obviously you get 2 in, you get a ticket into the draw, and then every person after that is an additional ticket into the draw. And we want people in there. I know in the UK at the moment we're less than the 5. So I don't want to be given the trip. I want to be I want to win the trip from the draw out of the hat. So we've got 8 days left of the month, and I know it's going to be like the last 8 days of this month is going to be the most frantic 8 days of this month. It's going to be the most productive 8 days of this month, because I know that last month we had exactly the same as well. Has anyone else got a question for Nina? Helen?
Yeah. Hi, Nina. Hi. Just wanted to say that my brand partners have got big goals, very big goals, but they don't seem to be very engaged at the moment. And I wondered how you work with your brand partners when they come in initially to keep them engaged, keep them motivated, and try and kind of as soon as possible?
Every person is different, and I don't think that we can do the same thing with each person. But honestly, I'm one of those people that believe when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And so if you have to motivate people over and over and over again, Helen, you're going to have to keep motivating them over and over and over again. If you're saying somebody has big goals, right, but they're doing nothing, then they really don't have big goals. They've only written something to appease you, perhaps, or maybe even appease themselves. Mm. So inspiring someone versus motivating them is two different things. I try to inspire us all to action versus motivating, because if I have to just, if I'm every day, like, get up, come on, what are you doing? So what I do, do with people is I'll say, hey, remember, you said that you wanted to earn, an additional $1,000 this month. Well, what activities have you completed, on your way to earning? Because, I know you said that you have to give them back what they said. You said that you wanted to hit master seller by X, Y, and Z date. Hey, we still haven't launched. You haven't put me on a 3-way call. This is your date that you gave me. And so a lot of times when you give a person back what they said, they cannot, or no one can argue with you when you're giving them back what they said they wanted to do. So try that, and try to get people involved. So what you may want to do, Paul, is like on some of your recognition calls, what we've done, I don't know if you've seen, we get different people involved in at least reading the names for recognition, right? Because you want to get people involved. If you get them involved, give them little tasks to do. It does make people feel like they are a part of. So you'll see Marie Kennedy Groves puts up our new recognition post for the week as soon as the call is over, right? And that's what Marie does. And she does she's the one person that never forgets to do her job. Boom. As soon as our training call is over on Wednesday nights, Marie has that post up. Then on Thursday mornings, Gary Smith posts the opening the week post, right? Today, something was wrong with his Facebook, so he had Joseph Newman do it. But he was responsible enough to make sure that he covered what he couldn't do, right? And then on Wednesdays, Sabrina Wright posts the reminder for our team huddle and training call every week. And if she doesn't do it, then we'll have someone else do it. But we have someone, and then every team huddle, we have a different person assigned to cover the recognition. You want to start giving people jobs to do. You have to delegate the authority and delegate the responsibilities so that people feel like they are actually a part of the unit and a part of the team. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. And that's something that I spoke to Raz about yesterday, actually, because people must get sick and tired of hearing my voice every Monday night and every Thursday night. So we have said that when we get out of New Orleans, we are going to look at the way that we do things. We are going to look at structuring it differently. We are going to get other people involved as well, because, like I said, change is a good thing, and we know that change is a good thing. So there are people that want to step up, and it's just a case of us sitting down and going through a schedule with it, really. So, right, we're nearly done. So has anyone else got any final questions for Nina? Anyone else got anything that they want to ask her while she is on? Nope.
Hi, Nina.
Howie.
That's me. What's your main way of generating leads?
What's so I hate when people ask me that question, because I feel like I'm not the right person to answer that. And the reason why is because I am at a very different place in my business, but also in my social media presence as well. And social media is such a dominant, prominent force right now But I have spent a lot of time growing my social media influence. But I will say this, believe it or not, I am still in my warm market. So I work a lot on attraction marketing, but I'm still in my warm market. I have not, and Holton Bugs teaches this, if you're not willing to call every single person in your phone, you need to delete them out of your phone. And right, Holton Bugs is one of my mentors, and he is so serious about that. If you can't call everybody in your phone, he says, then delete the contact. He is not playing, right? I have not called every person in my phone yet. And not because I haven't wanted to, but because you do have to pace yourself. And that's why I say I'm really still in my warm market. So it really wears me out when people say, I don't have anybody else left to call. You got to be kidding me, because I have not called. I have thousands of contacts in my phone, and I have not called all of those people yet, right? And so that's one thing. But with attraction marketing, I like more so attracting people to me versus me just cold messaging people, right? That's just what I like. And how did I learn attraction marketing? I YouTubed all these videos on attraction marketing, and then I bought books on branding. I have books on my shelf about branding and how to brand yourself. And you don't even have to buy a bunch of books. You can go right to YouTube, and guess what? And you can go and watch videos on how to do that. There's so much free information. What it is that you have to figure out is, what is your niche market? So when you can figure out what your niche market is, so I can use Anthony Raspin as an example. His niche marketing is humor and cooking. He does not care. He will make himself look like a fool, right? And all in humor. Right, all in humor, and I think it's so clever. I wish that I had the guts to be as crazy as he is, right? But that's his niche marketing. He uses humor and cooking, right? So someone else, right? Joseph Newman is a chef. He uses a lot of cooking sometimes, but he's also a millennial, and there are not very many millennials in our company. So that's his niche marketing. You just gotta figure out, what is it that you're passionate about? What is it, or what is your area of people that you want to help or assist? Is it people that are fathers? Is it people who, worked in corporate America? Is it people who are retired? Like, what is your niche market going to be? And then you build around finding leads by catering to this niche market of yours. I don't know if you guys have, like what we have something called Craigslist here. Craigslist is like it's like an online newspaper. It's an online newspaper where people can put ads and things in. There's a guy named Bill Marler who is a part of Direct Sellers, and he really, when he first started, I know he's doing several companies, so he doesn't solely focus on Direct Sellers. But when he started Direct Sellers, he did a lot of ads on Craigslist, and he didn't put his face up or anything like that, but he did a lot of ads. So you'd have to find, like, how can you get the message out to people who may be retired, or maybe people that that if you have a passion to help school teachers, or whatever the passion might be, you got to figure out if you got a passion for moms who are single, single mom. And I'm not saying just you, I'm just using, different ideas for you. Maybe it is just people who love, like, I don't know, we have something here called Meetup. It's an app on our phone, and with Meetup, you can find out everyone who loves wine, right? Different wine clubs and things in your area. And so you want to connect with the people who love wine. But find your niche marketing, and then once you figure out what your niche, your circle of people, right, that you want to cater to, grow your lead generating through what you love as your market. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. Fantastic. Thanks, Nina.
You're welcome.
Perfect. Right, we're bang on the money for an hour. So again, a fantastic training call once again this evening. Nina, thank you so much. Can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks in New Orleans. So Monday night we're back with our opportunity call. So 8:30 every Monday night, and then next Thursday we finish the month out with Zoe. So Zoe's going to be delivering next week's training call. So 8 days we've got left. 8 days left of the month. How many people are you going to help get their wine for free next month? How many brand partners are you going to get in? How many brand partners are you going to help? So all out massive attack for the final 8 days of the week. Enjoy your evening. Have a great day tomorrow. Have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you guys back again on Monday night. Cheers, guys. Good evening.
Have a great week. Bye.